Hey guys, welcome to Raging with Ryan. Uh, Welcome to my weekly rant. This week gonna be a little bit different. um, Instead of my usual rant, it's a little bit of a different format. Uh, I guess the rant would be life is too short, and you end up missing people that mean a lot to you when they disappear too quickly from this life. This past Saturday, I attended the wake and funeral of a very dear friend's father that I've known since 1984. um, his name was Kenny Elkus. He was a very, very cool dude. Kind of fell out of touch with his family for a little bit and got back in touch with them about 13, 14 years ago. Uh, anyway, Kenny was a really, really cool guy. One of the nicest, most genuine gentlemen I've ever met. Um, Very cool in every way. Raised a very good family. Um, Very cool as far as worked his whole life, retired, decided to be a crossing guard at Ryan Road School in Northampton, Mass. Really, really bonded with the kids, made a good impression. And in general, just a really good family man, very good husband, great father, had four wonderful grandchildren. I used to go over to his daughter's house when they would have family get-togethers and parties and all that stuff. And Kenny was always the life of the party. He loved his tequila. Um, Actually, very interesting. He taught me how to really enjoy tequila. When I was young and growing up, tequila to me was you had your shooter, lick the salt, shoot the shot, suck on the lime. And as I got a little older, I turned to bourbon, so I would just drink my bourbon on the rocks. And one day, Kenny was a big Patron fan, and we're at one of the cookouts at his daughter's house, and he had his Patron. He's like, "Hey, you want some tequila?" And I'm like, "No salt, no lime." He's like, "Nah, this is how you drink tequila." And poured it in a glass over ice. He's like, "Just like this." And I was like, "Oh, this is different," and thoroughly enjoyed it. A few years later, I kind of came upon the rocks Terramana tequila, and as I really enjoy that, I started drinking that on the rocks. And I'll always be grateful to Kenny for showing me how to really enjoy tequila. So, in honor of Kenny, cheers. Evan's got a new great guy up there, and hopefully, showing everybody up there how to enjoy their tequila. Only way to drink tequila. Thanks, Ken. So, as I was listening to all of the people around us at the wake talking about Kenny, everyone had nothing but good things to say. I mean, everybody always says good things about people at their wake. It's natural. But these people genuinely meant it. um, and then when the priest showed up to do the funeral service at the end of the wake in the funeral home, uh, he just summed it up nicely. That Kenny genuinely liked people. People genuinely loved Kenny, but he genuinely liked people. And if there was a way to make your day better somehow, he would find it and he would try his best to make you have a better day, which is really, really something, especially in today's day and age when, ironically, people like myself, I tolerate people. I'm not always a good people person, and sometimes I don't generally like a lot of people. But I guess reflecting, I should probably go by his example and try to be a little nicer and enjoy people. Just listening to the priest talk about Kenny's activities, like after he retired, he was a big go to the Miss Florence Diner and have coffee with his friends, and talk about all kinds of things with them. As the priest said, with his friends, solve all of the world's problems in the few hours that they were there. And it was quite interesting to me that two of his grandchildren, his granddaughter Mia and his grandson Drew, were both kind of doing a eulogy to their grandfather. And it was obvious how much Kenny meant to all his grandchildren. They both did a great job, as hard as it was. They bared their soul and shared a lot with everyone at the wake, and it was very touching. And there wasn't a dry eye in the place. I struggled a few times and wiped away some tears, but to hear Mia with her shaking voice describe all the things that she loved about her grandfather and the memories and how much she was going to miss him. And then to see his grandson, Drew, physically break down a few times in tears, just testament to what a great guy he was. And it kind of brought me back in a way to when my grandfather passed, and just how much it killed me inside. And in talking to his daughter when she let me know that he had passed, and that was a tough conversation. And one of the things that she had said to me was, it hasn't really sunk in yet, that he's not here. And you just try to share as much as you can. The words ring hollow when you're talking to someone who's just lost a dear member of their family. But I said, when my grandfather died, it was the same for me. I was trying to be strong for my grandmother and for my mom, and to be the strong figure and keep everybody together. And you kind of zone out and you don't let it sink in. And as soon as the graveside ceremony was done for my grandfather and we got back into the limo, as soon as we started pulling away, I just totally broke down and bawled like a baby and realized that I was never going to see him again. And I don't know if that happened to my friend Kelly afterwards, but I can just imagine how hard that will be. And for the rest of the family as well. They invited us to the luncheon for the family after the funeral service, and it was just, again, evident how many people love this man and what a truly, truly inspirational person he was. And it was humbling, it was touching, and it just made me think how short life really is. I mean, the last time I physically saw Kenny was right near the midpoint where COVID was kind of dying out and people weren't freaking out about masks and stuff anymore. I ran into Kenny and his wife Lorette at Walmart in Northampton, and we talked for a little bit, and you just seem to think, okay, well, when things clear up a little bit and it gets nice weather, we'll see you guys again. And I never saw him again. And it's weird how people can just be here today and gone tomorrow. So I guess I'm kind of rambling here. I apologize. Just try to think about your family and your friends and the people that really mean something to you. And to quote the line from Loudon Swain in Vision Quest, just love those people who truly deserve it like there's no tomorrow, because when you get right down to it, there isn't. So Again, to Kenny, to my grandfather who's been gone for a long, long time, and to all those who've lost loved ones, here's to you. Peace. Might be gone, but you're never forgotten. And even though you probably didn't know it, you taught me a lot of cool things, Mr. Elkis, and I appreciate you. And you're going to be missed. You were a hell of a guy, and truly, truly, truly will be missed. Cheers. So make sure you tell your loved ones you love them. And we'll be back next week for the regular rant. Peace, love. I'm out.